We had electrical issues and temporarily boarded our dog with my husband's ex-wife, but then his former sister-in-law saw the dog and asked to have her, and my husband is actually considering giving away my dog without consulting me or the kids. Posted by u/Koppler recent 6797, account now deleted. Long and short, we've recently had some electrical issues that nearly caused a house fire. We are waiting for a contractor to come and look at it and fix the problem. The wall that got fried is where the washer plugs in, so it's pretty important. My husband found boarding for our 12-month pointer with his ex-wife. Not a major issue. Our dogs get along, and at least she will watch her and she'll be relatively safe. I agreed to this, so I'm not mad about that part. Although I am mad we moved her so soon without a timeline for repairs, and there were a ton of tears from the kids. We both work, so an unsupervised pup with strangers or an open wall is not gonna work. What I am mad about is apparently his former sister-in-law saw the dog and fell in love with her and asked to have her. Just like that. So entitled. He's considering giving away my dog so he doesn't have to deal with her. I walk and feed her along with the help of the kids and trained her. She is an intelligent and clever dog, and the kids love her. My 1-year-old says woof woof for dog, almost as much as he says mom. We are all she has known. She's a rescue, and we got her at 5 months. I'm outraged he would just betray me and the children and go behind our backs because he doesn't want a dog. She's a gun dog and due to start training with me since it's deer season, and the kids love her and she runs with my oldest. I don't have a full means of getting a hold of his ex. We rarely talk but use social media now that she's hosting my dog. I even paid her and offered up any extra food or toys. So I'm just kind of in the dark and waiting right now. Am I the jerk for threatening to leave him if he does something so underhanded and gives away the family dog without consulting me or the kids? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. NTA and WTF is wrong with your husband and his ex-sil? I mean, what type of person just asks for someone else's pet? Is she deranged? And the fact that your husband is so willing to just hand it over is throwing up massive red flags about him. He sounds deranged too. Ops response, my sister says it's just a dog and I'm taking it too far. But my house is all she has ever known, and she is very much loved and wanted. I just didn't want her in a kennel, and my husband has a 15-year-old with his ex, so the dog is with familiar company and getting hugs, so I'm happy there. But the entitlement to be like I wanted has just floored me. This issue caused a fight last night, and I have to wait to get a hold of the landlord to get an updated timeline on repairs to squash this. Commenter 2. What type of person just asks for someone else's pet? Is she deranged? My money says that he expressed not wanting or liking the dog, to which she offered to take the dog. Perfectly reasonable on her part, really. But at that point he realizes that he's got a wife and kids who may not be keen on him giving the dog away. He's between a rock and a solution, from his perspective. Ops response, that's possible. On our end, he was excited to get the dog, like, little kid on Christmas morning excited, and we talked about it for over a month, walked the shelter, met her, talked it over for another week, did a rent-a-rover, so didn't just suddenly go get a dog. We picked specifically. Brought her home, gave her a name. I mean this dog tolerated a toddler shoving his finger in her nose and just turns the other cheek, then gives him lovings and all as well. She guards the kids' room at night, and they take pride in tending to her. The rest of the family is not on the same page as him. Commenter 3, had he ever owned dogs before? More to the point, a lot of folks who've never owned dogs before get giddy over the idea, but then reality hits and they find out it wasn't quite what they had in mind. Mind you, I'm not asking about the dog or the family as a whole. I'm asking about him. Ops response, he's had outdoor cats and rodents, rats, as a kid. Commenter 4, he is considering hurting not only you but your children as well. Actually, the dog itself would be a victim. It is very difficult for a pet to be handed around to different households. Secondary issues include the fact that you don't know this person and have no way to determine if they have the capacity to take care of the dog, or if they might even get tired of having a pet and try to give it away themselves. NTA. Ops response, right? Should we just hand off the kids if they have a bad day? WTH. And I'm 90% sure she'd just be let loose in the country to join a pack of feral dogs. And my girl is too good and soft for that. She'll protect her kids, but she wouldn't know what to do in a real fight. She sleeps in the kids' room at night and misses them after an hour apart, and they miss her too. Commenter 5, NTA, that is your dog, and you should get it back at some point. This is totally a good reason to leave. Ops response, my husband claims I'm being unreasonable and even wanted me to surrender her before his ex-wife agreed to keep her. Not only that, but I paid out of my own pocket here, not family funds. Nothing wrong with kennels. I'd just rather her be someplace familiar with at least one familiar face and a dog she has history with. Commenter 6, this is such weird behavior. Has he ever done anything this weird before? Given away something important to you or sabotaged you in any way? Is this completely out of the blue? It feels like something else is going on, or there has to be something more to the story. Ops response: this would not be the first time something this drastic has happened, from rehoming a house cat to disabling my career opportunity. Update 1, same day, 3 hours later. I literally just got the most cryptic message from my husband. Me and kids are not home right now. We are visiting a relative for dinner. He said, I tried to work a deal but she wants to play around. Me, huh? Him, huh? Me, I didn't understand your message. Him, apparently she wants to keep the dog forever. I asked what happened and asked if it had anything to do with his daughter, my stepdaughter. He told me to stop being a bad person and said I was jealous of a child and won't answer my phone calls. I'm trying to discreetly get in touch with him, his ex, and my stepdaughter, but my husband won't answer my calls. I'm honestly suspecting the dog's been moved without my knowledge. I got some cryptic messages from my husband. Some weird things were said. A fight ensued, and I believe he gave his ex permission to have my dog about 3 hours ago. I got a hold of his ex and had her send me a video. The time of day matched, so I'm a bit more calm. I notified her that I'd be over tomorrow. I'm trying to avoid conflict plus give her the chance to set things right. I also informed her that I will call the police if need be. I honestly already got a hold of them and they were no help for various reasons, so it might become a civil matter. She's been informed to not even walk her and keep her in the designated area until I arrive. I'm trying to keep the kids out of this and plan to do all this while they go to school. I got a hold of a few friends and have a family of fellow hunters willing to house her for free upon hearing the story and for as long as we need. She knows the family but not their dog, but I'm hopeful it'll go well. As for my husband, he is denying everything and takes no fault in this. I've decided to stay at my parents' tonight and informed him that we will have a talk about this, and however that talk goes will decide what comes next for us moving forward. Also, he is on her adoption record, but I am listed on everything else. Update 2, 1 day later. Dog was retrieved. She was very happy, very clingy. Apparently it was stressful all around. Took dog and kids to my parents for a few days. The family that agreed to help is meeting us this weekend for camping and the handoff. Kinda sucks the reunion is so short. Kids have school, but we will be spending Thanksgiving with them, and home repairs are projected to be complete the following week. My husband seems unhappy about the fights we had, with no apology in sight or explanation. He's acting like this never happened. Also, for those asking, yes, the dog is rather expensive, not a mutt, so legally this could have been a theft punishable by big fines or jail time. Also, her monetary value is of zero importance to me. But for you few who are saying it's just a dog, imagine if your spouse took a couple $1,000s from your joint account or your car or Xbox or jewelry and just gave it to some stranger. Would you be mad then? And I am on all her paperwork. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, why didn't you get your house cat back when it happened the first time? Ops response, okay, so now we're asking the real questions here. Point blank, I was young, 24, dumb, newly married, didn't have kids yet, and allowed him in the end to have things his way due to allergies. So what, he sneezed a bit. My cat was 16, totally an indoor cat, and I had her entire life, like literally her mother dropped her on my feet less than an hour after she was born. But I gave in after a lot of me yelling at a wall. I justified it by meeting the family and their kids, and she eventually ran off to pass away, so I never saw her again or even recovered her body. I cry over this still sometimes. But to him it's just a cat. So yes, I blatantly overlooked this red flag to try and keep the peace in a new marriage and listen to what idiots told me.